To my place and just keep it like that. And possibly it was over. The back and she smacked that all on the floor. Thank the Lord it's Thursday and we meet each other again. The VIP crew is ready for this virtual event. The scenes might be rough but we will have a jolly time. Is everybody here? Are the avatars in line? There's so much going on in the NFT world. It seems like uncharted sea. Let Matthew and Grizzle guide us through. The speaker is ready and so are we. Let's keep sailing on the Metaverse. Thursday's when the lightning strikes. So listen up, there's a lot to learn. Keep the treasure in your sight. Please no one get the veggie draw. Just upgrade your microphone. Together we're strong, we ain't gonna stop. Welcome to the WIP Meetup.
This is where Matt's supposed to say something like, boom, there we go. Something like that. Can y'all hear me all right? This is Frizzle in the house. Good audio, no veggies. Right on. All right. I think I got the intro. I got the helm today. We have to reset the Matt rug counter. He's like tied up in some sort of travel nightmare. We're in Brinkman's house today, actually in the ChangeDao parcel that he set up. Brinkman is also in some sort of Bermuda Triangle of the Metaverse and was going to be joining us, but won't be able to today. So we got people lost all over the place, but you know how we roll. It doesn't really matter that much anyway. We're going to keep it moving. So let's see. We're going to try something new today. We got Paradoxx actually live in the real world reporting. He's going to do some sort of video screen share with us with Metageist here real quick to kick us off and show us what they got cooking up somewhere in the real world. We don't know about that, so we got to get sneak previews of what's going on out there periodically. We also got ChangeDao in the house. We got David and Kelsey, who have been doing a lot of things. You might remember them from having been here before. Brinkman and I were involved in this collab with them that did a lot of really positive things that I will let them share with you. We got some of the normal amazing stuff today. We got still those WIP whitelist spots, so make sure you sign this thing to get that thing, or at least try to get on that thing. You can always get on the WIP guest book, and we've of course got the Fabiano Patricia giveaway for you like we have every week. It's an awesome apple with a googly-eyed worm in it. I'll try and grab the pic when I'm done here. But if you've been signing the guest book and haven't been paying attention, we've a lot of people were give me 1 second here, let me pull it up. A lot of people were whitelisted for this, having signed the WIP guest book for a free mint and didn't realize they were. So this is Rutger Vandertas and like a whole bunch of other cool artists projects. So if you've been signing the guest book and you want this free mint, it's worth checking to see if you got rolled into that. But as always, like check your hidden folder on OpenSea periodically. If you've been signing these things, we're sending you stuff. And sometimes people ask for guest lists after the fact, and we're just like, yeah, give stuff to our audience. So check your stuff, see if you got things in your folders and whatever. Let's see. Anything else? For anyone who hasn't been here or hasn't been here in a while, you can follow the chat in the general channel of the Discord here. You can ping show at SHO if you have any questions for anyone who's speaking today, and he will relay them to people at the end. We're going to take a group shot with Paradoxx here in the parcel where we're at, so definitely make sure you hop into CryptoVoxels. I'll drop a link for that if you're not already in there with us. And I think that's just about everything. My public service announcement, we are broke. We're like the Metaverse public broadcasting or something. So if you donate to the WIP Meetup.eth, it will get split up amongst the crew automatically. Dragonate, you have a hot mic. It will get split up amongst the crew automatically via amazing smart contract stuff from OX Splits. You can also talk to Matt, and we normally say that he won't rug you, but we have to reset the rug counter today because he's not here. So I would say hit me up in lieu of Matt. My counter is pretty good. I'm not sure if we're keeping track. So send us your stuff, send us your money. We'll give it out to people or keep it ourselves. Shout out to the crew who makes this happen week in and week out. Carolina Does, Sandy Meows, Foxy Yoga, Easy, Paradoxx, Show, Dragonate, Conwolf the Stowaway, Brookhawk the Chef, Fabiano, Patricia, Johan, Matthias. We'll say Matt too, even though Matt's not here. We like Matt most of the time. Yeah, man, I think your hot mic is gone. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Paradoxx. Who knows if this is going to work or not, but in the spirit of trying new things that make break everything's, we're going to try and get a quick live update from Paradoxx and Metageist before we turn it over to ChangeDao.
Okay, so let's try audio first. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I believe
Excellent.
you can.
Right, okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try video, although let me try that in a sec. First thing, before we get going, I want to say I'm obviously not at my computer, so I will not be shooting the group photo today. So in actual fact, we've got the guys from Big Yellow Fishes who are covering me, jumping in, and they'll be doing the group shots. So, you know, more welcome to them, and yeah, enjoy that part of the show. But for now, let's try video. So I'm going to try video, try not to get my face. Let's have a look. Right, there we go. Okay, so tell me if you can see this. Let's see if this works.
Yes, we can
Anyone
see it.
just amazing. Okay, cool. So we are here in the UK in a city called Peterborough, which happens to be my hometown, and we are at an event which is run by Metageist, which many of you know and love. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a quick segment, talk to Metageist, and then we're going to go for a little tour. It's very loud inside, so it's probably going to be a visual tour. And then following that, I'll show you something else. So in the meantime, here is Mr.
So cool.
Metageist.
Oh my gosh. What up, guys?
Now,
NFT
I don't know if you're able to
fam.
hear him, but...
Can you hear me all right?
Can you hear Metageist okay?
Yeah, NFT fam. What up?
I'll go for it if you can.
Yeah, hello. I'm putting on a crypto art show in Peterborough. There's a bunch of artists here, 30 different artists, mostly from the local area. We got some names like Angie Taylor, Space Painter, some people that you might know from the broader UK NFT crowd. And we've taken over a cafe that's rarely used for this sort of thing. We've brought a bunch of muse frames, NFT frames, and some projectors, and some live DJs. There's pizza, there's booze, and we're basically doing a party by the river in Peterborough at the moment, and inviting everybody to come and enjoy digital art. 95% of the artists are all minted on Ethereum or Tezos, and we've brought them all together into this environment now, and we're going to do some live VR sculpting, some live music and some talks, and essentially just sharing digital art with everybody. And a bit of an organic thing inspired by Max Osiris and a bunch of people doing the 24 crypto art thing around the world. We did it a couple of days later because no one was going to come out on a Tuesday night. But it's gone really, really well.
Cool. Excellent. So hopefully you can hear that. We're now going to give you a very quick visual tour. As I said, it's quite loud. So here we go. We'll try and keep this short. Dragonate, feel free to give me a mic. Hey, Samuel Jackson, if it goes on too long. So I have no idea if you can hear me. So we've got a couple of screens along here. That's my project, which I'll go into a little bit later. So it is reasonably busy. Can you guys still hear me out of interest? Probably not.
Yo, it sounds good, man. Better than anticipated. We can hear you and Metageist were pretty clear.
Oh, amazing. Okay. So you can see there's a lot of art on the walls. There's a live DJ over here. And there's a VR kind of experience right here. That's a Jason Doug Manton, you may know him. And we've got these amazing screens that Metageist has organized. Sorry if I'm shouting, it's very loud. These are all NFT screens, and yeah, they're pretty lovely. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to, this is the last segment. So this is alpha on a project that I've been working on for the past 2 years. So, you good. So this is called Code Trip. Code Trip is a fully on-chain, generative, cinematic, interactive NFT that's going to be launching on the Prohibition website, platform, sorry, in, I think it's early July, something like that. So you can see somebody playing here. So every time we press F5, it generates a new world. There you go, back to the screen. Very hard to hear. So in this, very hard to hear. Okay, sorry. So because it's generative, there are billions of outcomes. So there's tons of different cars, there's different types of cars, different mountains, different gates. Everything has rare traits attached. So that's a flying car. That's a flying limo. There's meteors hitting the side. You've got different types of trees. You've got special abilities on the cars. So some have got police sirens. Some have got guns on them, missile launchers. There's different buildings. This has been the last 2 years of my life, and you guys will get to see it first. I will be obviously doing more video for this in probably the next month or so, but this is Code Trip, and it's going to be launching on the Prohibition platform early July. So I have no idea if you can hear me, but that's probably me. So thank you very much, guys. I'll back to the studio, and I can actually say that. Cheers, guys. Paradoxx out.
Yo, that was dope. Paradoxx hit me up at the beginning of the week and was like, hey, I want to try this thing. Let's try and broadcast from the real world. I won't be able to make the WIP, so I'm going to dump all my responsibilities on somebody else and live stream my alpha on my project. No, the WIP. Yo, Paradoxx, looks awesome, man. Tell everyone we said hi. It was cool to sort of bring the WIP in on Metageist's event and check out what's going on. Let's shift gears a little bit. Everyone hop into Crypto Voxels if you can, if you're not there already. And I'm going to pass the mic over to David or Kelsey, whoever wants to take it first. And they can give us some updates on what's going on over at ChangeDao. This requires the next part of not breaking the WIP, where someone has to unmute and be able to speak.
Hello.
Yes, we did it. We did it.
What's up?
The next portion has worked. All right, we're on. Let's go.
We are live in Voxels. This is so dope on the WIP Meetup. I just want to say to Paradoxx, that was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. I've organized 75 live events, and that was just so dope. So, hey, everyone. I'm David All. I'm the founder and CEO of Change Gallery. ChangeDao is our organization. It's a group of volunteers. We are unfunded. We are bootstrappers, and it's been like 40 or 50 contributors, over 40 artists now building up Change Gallery. And we're super excited about that. We just got, actually minutes ago, I finished minting the next project that is going to drop on Change Gallery, which you can be the first to look at, change.gallery, which is a trash art collection by the Visceral Glitch. And it's benefiting the Psychedelic Access Fund, which is just a really exciting opportunity for us to help an artist uplift a cause that really matters to them in the world. And I think that for us, we've always thought that there are people that need to be at the table, the folks that start the change, that catalyze the change, that create these amazing cultural relics like the ones in this Voxels gallery, which Brian Brinkman, our spokes artist, created for us with the 27 different pieces of art for this extraordinary campaign that I'm sure Kelsey can't wait to tell you more about. So Kelsey, if you're with us, I'd love to hand it over to you, but just huge hats off. Thank you to this entire team doing the WIP. It's really an honor to be here and we appreciate it.
Now, can we go 2 for 2? Kelsey, it looks like your mic, it looks like you're unmuted, but it's possible you're on some sort of like push to talk hell zone in Discord. If we can't hear you. Press P. F to fly, P to talk. No, Kelsey's trying to speak.
Well, Kelsey, you can keep trying, and I can sort of talk us through some of this, and hopefully we can get all of that connected. But Rizzle, I mean, I would love to kick it over to you. You were one of the inner children, right? This was our inaugural drop 6 months ago. You and Brian Brinkman organized this group, Uplifting Upbringing, and once Kelsey figures that out, she can join us. But Rizzo, I'd love to just hear from your perspective as a change maker, as someone who has been doing charity drops, someone that cares a lot about the world we live in. I would love to just maybe we can take a look at the artwork that you did. Tell us about that.
Sure. Let's see. If people are in world and want to follow me, I think so. Actually, this was before I discovered AI, and I had to figure out something to submit. So I leaned on my kids. So if you want to follow me upstairs, I think my daughter's work is on the 3rd floor. So, oh yeah, here we are. So this is nothing fancy. My daughter made this. She was about 5 years old. This is the watermelon that can't skateboard very well, and so we do this game in my house just called like the drawing game, and I just give my kids like goofy prompts, and then they draw them, and we score them accordingly. And every now and again, they just whip up something that I'm just like, oh, this is so good. And that was one of the ones that I had just saved for a long time. And every now and again stuff comes up and I'm not like, conventionally an artist or whatever, and never really have anything to contribute. But this was about children. And I was like, all right, cool. I can like lean on my kids to like produce some cool work for this cool event that will benefit children. And it all like sort of ties together and everything. So submitted the watermelon that can't skateboard very well by my daughter. And, was just honored to be involved in the project in the first place. I contacted I'd known Kelsey for like what seems like forever now. And she got hooked up with David, and known Brian for a while, and they were all involved in this project and asked me to be a part of, just helping get other people involved and getting attention to it because it was for a good cause. And so it was cool. Pre-AI Rizzle to be able to find something that was cool to be able to submit for it. And this was like a fun drop. It was, I forget exactly how it worked, but it was essentially like, a blind drop, and it was minimal cost, and you didn't know which one you were going to get. And if you look around this gallery, there was like a ton of artists in here who probably many of you are familiar with many of them. So this was like one of the first opportunities too, where I got to LARP as an artist and contribute to one of these big like artist collections. I was like, ooh, I want to be in a thing with all these people that's like for a good cause. And it like, scratched a lot of itches for me. So this was cool to be a part of. Brinkman did like a lot of heavy lifting. He obviously like set up this parcel and everything, and unfortunately couldn't be here with us today, but he was a huge part of getting this off the ground and helped host the Twitter Spaces, or several of them, just sort of getting this out in the public eye. So it's cool to have done a thing with ChangeDao and have talked with Kelsey and David like intermittently many times since then about other cool things we can do that go out to a good cause. So it's cool to have them in the house, and always down to do a thing. I can certainly keep like talking about the project and everything, but we'll maybe touch base with Kelsey and see if she's mashed P or can unmute and try and pass the mic to her. Oh no, she put her headphones on. Unmute. Kelsey's like definitely stuck in some sort of Discord hellhole. Yo, it's all good. Kelsey, it might help to log in with like a different device and see if that works. I'm guessing you're on push to talk, which is like unfortunately extremely confusing and complicated for anybody who ends up in that like weird Discord realm. Yo, David, man, I'll kick it over to you. I know Kelsey had sent me like a report that came out from Inner Children since then. I don't know how much you want to get into that or what's been going on with the project since then. But would love to hear about what's been going on, like post drop and things you're currently cooking up. I know you talked about the cool cause for something to do with psychedelic mental health. I don't want to like mishmash words, but it sounds like you're currently working with very interesting stuff and cool causes. So yeah, what's the update?
Yeah, I really can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, great. Yeah, it's this Awaken Your Inner Child inaugural drop for Change Gallery. It was in December and pulled together 27 artists for a group drop. It was a blind mint, sold out in under 30 minutes. It was unbelievable traction. I see a few of the artists in the room and just want to shout them out. I see Empress and Flyfrog. Hopefully we can hear from them as well if that's something we have time for. But this project, for us, recognition by the nonprofit or by the cause is something that really matters to me. Like the reason why I wanted to create ChangeDao and Change Gallery Now in the first place was to ensure that change makers are heard. And in my own experience of making a change in the world, it was always getting edited out of the story, even though I was the one that had started it all or like sort of pulled the whole team together or something like that. And that's kind of like in institutions, like they don't really have ways to work with abstract players. And so ChangeDao was really this way of saying, no, well, we can create some simple concepts and bring people to the table together and make sure that everyone understands like how we're playing and the culture of ChangeDao and Change Gallery. And so
Any
for
chance
us,
you can hear me now?
oh my God, there she is.
I figured it out. Thank you for all of your help, humans. And I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead, David.
No, I'll kick it over to you here. But let me just say that like for us, it was like, let's pull all of the stakeholders together. So with Kelsey on the team, and she's been a part of ChangeDao for a long time now, and also is at Upbring, we're able to work very closely with them to establish what the culture should be moving forward for causes. Like, what is their role as a stakeholder in this? Is it just to be passive and accept this money and do what they do? But Upbring really did an extraordinary job of recognizing the change makers in real time. Created a video thanking them just profusely for the impact that they made happen in the world in the moment. And then I know sent every single artist that wanted one or would dox themselves a letter from the CEO thanking them personally and talking about the mission and what the money would go toward. And then finally, and Kelsey, I'm going to hand it over to you after this, the money went to the world's first crypto-only endowment fund through the Giving Block. And so for us, that was a really interesting example of how our project could provide sort of this front door opportunity and ensure Rizzle and Brinkman and all of those artists transparently that, the money was sort of, they had chain of custody that they could see everything the whole time and that the cause claimed the funding. And then they sent it on to this crypto only fund where it still is today. So Kelsey, let me kick it over to you.
Yes, thank you everyone for your patience and my technical lack of capability there. But I'm here now. Thank you for having us, Rizzle. David, very well said. Just for the entire project, this launched on NF Tuesday, which is a made-up holiday about giving in the NFT world. But we got to celebrate it with 27 different artists who came to the table and said, yeah, let's do this. Let's have this fun NFT. Let's raise money for this new vehicle. And I, from the Upbring standpoint, really wanted to kind of fulfill this vision of community building with this project. So I think oftentimes in this space, or at least this nascent of a space, we see, okay, we're going to do a drop, and then that drop, we're going to donate the money, and then that's kind of the end of the conversation. But I really wanted to use this NFT project to build an active community around innovation in child welfare using Web3 tools and technology. And for me, like, this is step one, right? Like, I hope that the Inner Children as a group continues to grow. I hope we do another drop this year together. And I hope more artists and Web3 thought leaders join in. We are experimenting with a number of different projects within the Web3 space at Upbring. And we want the entire community to be aware of and involved in those projects. So one is fundraising and using the crypto endowment fund, which we created so that we could actually actively participate in Web3 and hold our crypto and take advantage of the upside as the economy kind of ebbs and flows. But we're also working on programmatic innovations using blockchain. So child welfare data management, for example, we created an MVP, a minimum viable product, for a blockchain application so that a child's data follows that child as they go through state conservatorship. And so we just finished proof of concept 1. We're raising for proof of concept 2. But again, it's kind of highlighting the innate qualities of blockchain and just the amazing culture in this space of artists like all of you and the 27 that participated in, you know, creating the capital so we can build new and innovative things like that. So we created an impact report for year 1 after kind of throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what stuck. So that our community can see the progress we're making all together, because we consider every single artist that participated in this drop as part of our community. So some highlights, as I said, we raised over 60 grand total last year for the Crypto Endowment Fund. So that means that'll just grow in time as Ethereum and Bitcoin and the other coins that we have in our holding strategy grow. We also piloted that blockchain application. It's not on a cryptocurrency, it's just using blockchain technology. And then also we're looking at doing more drops and more community building. So happy to share that document out in this group right now. It's just a PDF. We haven't actually published it outwardly yet. We didn't put a press release together yet. That'll be coming in the next couple weeks. But for this group, I'm happy to share and, so we can all celebrate together our wins. I'll stop talking now.
Love the round of applause afterwards. Yo, Kelsey, thank you so much. I'm glad we got your mic working and everything. David, anything else we want to add to that? I know we have Fly Frogs in the house. I don't want to put anyone in the spot to jump on the mic if anyone else wants to hop on, but we got a few minutes here. We can always pass it over to show for the audience. What's up, Ben Nolan? I see you in the house. You do have a hot mic though, so I'm gonna whack you. No.
Yo, sorry.
Well, I would like to highlight, thank you again for everyone in the room. I think Empress is in the room as well, and a couple of other artists. If you're in the actual space in Crypto Voxels, there's art on all of the levels. So please go check out all of the pieces that are all on display, because they're really cool and kind of across the board in styles and themes and everything. And they're all available on secondary if anyone wants to pick one up, which is exciting. Part of the royalties go to all of the artists, but also to Upbring, which is pretty cool. And I also wanted to highlight, when we did this project, we were ChangeDao. And since then, we've kind of rebranded the marketplace as Change Gallery. And not to say that ChangeDao is going away or anything, same mission, same amazing people, just a new name. So please give us a follow, support, and if there's anything, if you want to join our next project, please DM me, let me know. If you want to drop your own project on Change Gallery, DM us, let us know. We're just grateful to be part of this community. So appreciative of all of the time and energy and art that you've provided for us to keep our mission going.
Awesome. Thank you both so much. If there's nothing else, I'm going to pass the mic over to Show to see if there's any questions that rolled in.
Hey y'all, what's going on? How's my audio? Good. All right, cool. We had a question from Dragonate. It was for Paradoxx. He wanted to know if it would be possible for him to be the first person to play his new project. I'm not sure if Paradoxx is still partying with Metageist. If he can hear or not. Yeah, he's not in the voice channel. So it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. So it's possibly a yes, considering that we're all teammates here. So he may have the inside line to that. Yeah. I have a question for the ChangeDao team. What would you say are the top pain points when it comes to dealing with issues in the environment that your DAO exists in? Or if you want me to rephrase, what are the biggest issues that you're seeking to solve?
Yeah, I'm happy to start that conversation, and I'm sure Kelsey has some great input as well. For me, it's all about building trust, and it's not only just in the crypto space, which of course has very low levels of trust right now. In fact, it's like less than 30%. When you sort of look at these barometers that folks put out there, as far as generally people trusting cryptocurrency, Web3, kind of this whole environment and landscape, and then also in that is building trust in the world, right? For change and for change makers. And trust is like the most important quality that oftentimes people think is like super soft or like not something that you can measure or build toward, but we've really designed everything about Change Gallery around building trust. And so from my perspective, when we get constant setbacks that we have nothing to do with, it's like a realization that this is one huge interconnected family. And not everyone has the same perspective or vantage point or mission in the world. And I think that can make it very challenging. Another is kind of when people hear the word, like the things that get a lot of media attention are not necessarily the best use cases in the world or the best examples of art in the world. And so that can really set us all back because people have assumptions. And a lot of times people rely on assumptions or something that they read or an idea. So I think in general, just lack of adoption, lack of understanding the infrastructure, like we're focused on L2, which I'm sure people in this world understand layer 2 and kind of what that means, but it's not here yet, right? Certainly not here in the NFT space. Kelsey, I'd happy to kick it over to you.
Could you repeat the question?
Oh, sorry. Oh, right. Hold on.
Sorry.
Yeah. I just was yeah. So what are some of the pain points or difficulties that you're seeking to fix or attack or deal with through ChangeDao?
Yeah. So we actually worked really closely with artists, particularly Brian Brinkman, who's on our team, to figure out how giving was already working and how we could streamline that process. So this was an existent behavior that people, NFT artists specifically, change makers in Web3, wanted to use NFTs to donate money, wanted to build social change movements, wanted to organize in some way. And we realized that the way that money was moving through the system's infrastructure was clunky and expensive and required a lot of steps. So our first step was, how do we get the nonprofit on the smart contract so that we don't have to take the money into our own wallet, exchange it for fiat, then send it. And we wanted to do that in the most direct way possible. So while we can work with endowment and the giving block if a nonprofit is not already onboarded, we can also put a direct MetaMask address in our smart contracts for the nonprofit so they get their funds right away and they don't have to rely on a third-party financial services provider, which they don't really provide transparency in the interim of when they're receiving their funds. So really, we wanted to streamline that process, and we worked very closely using human-centered design to create a product that streamlined that the most for change makers. So biggest pain point is just getting the actual crypto to the nonprofit without having to then donate it, but just building it right into the smart contract. And then another pain point that we've seen coming up, or I guess more of a value proposition, are the SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals, or in the nonprofit world, measurable impact. There are a bunch of systems that already exist in Web 2 and Web 1 that have existed for a while. We have these major goals, however many Sustainable Development Goals, 35, I think. 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And we wanted a way to track those in the metadata on chain so that we could connect projects to their larger movements and the social impact that we're trying to have at a global scale and that existing institutions are already tracking. So I think another pain point is measurement. We're able to tie our projects to these larger indices, which brings more people into the conversation. So I think, one, it's speaking different languages. Right? We're speaking to the nonprofit sector, we're speaking to the branding sector, and we're bridging that into the art, NFT, and Web3 culture. But also from an infrastructure layer, streamlining the process so that more money actually gets to the nonprofit.
That's awesome. We have a question from Elbow. He would like to know what do you mean by state conservatorship of children? You kind of wrote a little bit about it, but I guess we want to hear a little more.
Absolutely. So I was talking about state conservatorship in relation to Upbring. So in relation to that decentralized blockchain application that we've built. And so when a child comes into state conservatorship, what that means is that they become the responsibility of the state. So if you think in terms of foster care, that's when a family is investigated and a child is removed from a home, they enter state conservatorship. And that looks a little bit different in each state. We actually don't really have a federally standardized system for that. In Texas, where we are, that means when a child comes into state conservatorship, when they get removed from their home and they're into the system, quote unquote, they actually end up interacting with a ton of different data sources, like 12 different databases. We did an entire analysis of the data management ecosystem before rolling this out to see, is there a problem? And there is. There's about 12 different data systems. There's 90 different sub-processes. And if you think of a child going through state conservatorship or the foster care system as a product going through a supply chain, we at any given point don't have that information on that child, or at least full, complete, comprehensive information, because it's stuck in one database that we don't have access to, or we have to wait for it to be sent to us via PDF and email, which is pretty insecure. And so all of that to say, we went, well, in a decentralized system where we need independent verifiability and asynchronous collaboration, blockchain seems to be something that we can apply there. So long-winded contextual way of saying state conservatorship basically means foster care, but can mean a slew of different services. And we're trying to use blockchain to streamline the data management side of state conservatorship so that caretakers of those children and youth have the information they need in real time to provide the best care and service for the children and families within our network.
That's cool. Lastly, we have a question from Rizzle. He would like to know, what does someone need to do a drop with ChangeDao Gallery? What does someone need, I guess, to do a drop with you?
David, take it away. Never mind, I will, because it doesn't look like he's coming off mute. What does someone need to drop on ChangeDao? Art. We can help you pull a project together. We can help you find a cause. If you're a cause, we can help you find an artist. We really consider ourselves a full community of change makers, and our door is open at whatever stage you are in and wanting to make change using NFTs and Web3 tools. So really just an idea. If you have an idea of how you want to make change, we can help you bring it to life. If you're an artist, amazing, bring your art. We'll figure out a cause and a storyline. If you're a cause, great, come on in. We'll help you find an artist and we'll help you tell that story. As well as brands, you know, if you're a brand and you want to be able to track your impact on chain and want to be tied to an artist or a cause or whatever, we can make that happen. So really an idea. All you need is an idea for the change you want to make in the world.
I'm gonna take it that was the last question. All right, show says no further questions. Thank you both, David and Kelsey, for coming out and telling everybody about ChangeDao. I genuinely appreciate the project, as many of you know, but both David and Kelsey know. You know, the space was like long up for someone to put something together that actually contributed to a good cause in a transparent way and made meaningful change amidst all the garbage out here. So shout out to the people who are actually doing those things. And it's cool that we can be a part of it, both by like having y'all in the house, but you know, a lot of people from our community contributed to that and continue to. So big thanks to y'all for coming out. Shout out to Ben Nolan in the house. I know it's like some weird hour in the night, but the creator of CryptoVoxels himself, with the hot mic earlier, appreciate him coming and hanging out and fielding some questions in the CryptoVoxels chat box. So I know we got fake Paradoxx. We've got fake Paradoxx, aka Big Yellow Fish, in the house to take a group shot. Let's see. I'm not sure if they are in the chat here. It might be under right on. Okay, you're on the MPS. Yes. All right, the theme song. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, cool. We're on the same page. Yes, he wanted the theme song. You must do the theme song. Thank you.
Ready for this virtual event. The seas might be rough, but we will.
Wait, that was the wrong theme song. Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing here? No.
Oh
wait, no, that's the right one. Just at the wrong point. We gotta get this right. Whoever's listening, working properly this week. Yes, you know, there has to be protocol. There has to be some more to this shit. Otherwise,
just upgrade your microphone.
All right,
together we're strong. We ain't gonna stop.
I have nothing else to
Welcome
say.
to the WIP Meetup.
I can't stop it.
God damn it.
That's the only problem.
The whip is still in
Just
beta.
a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradoxx. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradoxx. I'm taking over the show.
And with that, can everyone get to the roof, please? I'd like to get a nice group shot on the roof. So head up to the roof. Okay, we're all being really slow. Come on. Let's get up. Let's get up.
I'll post a direct link in the chat here. If anyone's having trouble getting up on the roof, you can click right through it.
Awesome, thank you. Foxel's not moving. Bless them. Well, there's a bit of dead silence. I'll tell everyone a little bit about Big Yellow Fishes. So it's a metaverse media and marketing company, and we're trying to transition from Somnium Space to a little bit more of the other metaverse projects. So we've done a few little bits in crypto voxels with people like ChangeDao. We've just applied for a grant in Decentraland. So if you are part of the Decentraland DAO community, please take a look, and we're really close to getting the grant. I think we need about 400,000 VP. And I'll pop the link in the general in a little bit, but thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit longer for a few more people to get to the roof. It's your last call before you're not in the shop. Okay, so I'm going to take the group photo now. So 3, 2, 1. Everyone make sure they're dancing. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I think we've got it.
Shout out Big Yellow Fish. This Paradoxx is much nicer, right? Paradoxx over the years has gotten extremely demanding. Yeah, right? And Big Yellow Fish is snappier, right? You know, Paradoxx, it's got like 1 million orders and everything. Just Big Yellow Fish came here and crushed it. Shout out Fake Paradoxx. No, just kidding. We love Fake Paradoxx, or Real Paradoxx, with some killer in real life reporting. That was so dope, getting the peek into Metageist's thing that he's doing wherever they are in the real world. I'm not even sure where they are. Yes, easy. Thank you for dropping the guest book in the Voxels chat. I'm going to drop it here as well. Easy. You're so on top of it, dude. Thank you very much. That is the wrong date, but the right guest list. Oh, now it's the right date. I'm just reading it wrong. I can't say anything. Thank you for coming to the WIP today, everybody. Shout out to all of our guests. If you like what they had to say and you have any questions for them, make sure you stalk them all on social media. Did I miss something, show? I need to pass the mic over to like Matt, who's not here, who rugged us today, and be like, yo, Matt, did I miss anything? But I don't think I missed anything. I think we're good. We're good without Paradoxx. We're good without Matt. I think we crushed. Dope guests today. I think we did it, y'all. So thank you all very much for coming out. I'm going to pass the mic over to show for the Afties. And this is where Dragonate kills the next theme song. Right on cue.
Oops, I fucked up.
Wait, is this thing on?
Yeah! It's time for the Afties!
Hot takes, opinions, thoughts. Let's go!
TikTok, motherfucker!
Hey, what's up, y'all? How's my audio? Am I 2x2 or 5x5? Talk to me.
Titty
Fucking talk to me.
flying titties.
Awesome. Listen, I can't express the importance of a PR rep, a marketing executive, an individual that understands their core audience and understands their customer base, their user base, or if you're a politician and you're seeking to talk to your constituents, understanding them. Because it seems like people are getting the gold, the digital e-gold, or they're saying that they're going to protect the digital e-gold, but don't understand who the fuck they're talking to. Here's a couple of cases and points. What the entire fuck has the Ledger C-suite team been doing? Huh? C-suite is this is like, you know, like CEO, CFO, CTO, the brain children who are running the show. What is Ledger been doing on the PR side of things? Did you not understand the main thing that made people like you? You think that we liked you? Like you really thought that we liked you? The design of the wallet itself is terrible. Let's just be fucking real. And it's so easy for someone to crack that shit open, swap out some shit, and then fake a recovery phrase. I know because someone tried it when I tried to get one off of Amazon. And then and like you don't understand that people are thinking, hey, it's cold. The confusion of thinking, oh, is it stored there forever? It's actually on the plastic and metal thing with the tiny buttons. I have big ass thumbs. I have big fucking thumbs, and you expect me to type this entire fucking phrase into this shit? Are you crazy? Typing the pin is hard enough. Please mute your microphones if you have no idea what the hell is going on. This is the AFTs. This is the segment. This is the portion. This is the aspect of the WIP where you phrase shit in the form of a hot take or an opinion. But you'll do so right after I share some important thoughts. Because I understand you all. You coming to the WIP, you staying for the AFTs. I know the core audience. I know if I were marketing to you, I know exactly what you want to hear. You want to hear hot fucking takes, strong opinions that make zero fucking sense, but somehow, some way make sense a couple of days later. That's what the fuck you want to hear. But you know who doesn't understand things when a couple of days later, it's like, wait, I had time to think about it, and it's not fucking hitting. The Ledger CTO. You know, last week I said something. I was like, hey, they're French. And then we had a couple of members here. They're like, oh my God, you said something about French? No, I didn't say something about French people. I said they just so happen to be French, and it has nothing to do with the fact that what's going on. It's the fact that there are stereotypes that I hate when people attribute them to people who are living in France. They're having their own economic crisis. There's accusations of laziness, of being out of tune, of a couple of things, and it's like this is like the wrong time to strengthen those stereotypes by saying, hey, listen, we're going to create this thing, and we're going to be able to split up your seed phrase and then give it away to two people you know and one third party. We don't know who the fuck the other third party is. And then it's like, hey, listen, well, actually, you kind of trusted us the whole time. It's like, wait, what? You trusted us not to give this shit away anyway, not to create some shit. And you know, actually, anyone could have just gotten it at any time. And it's like, wait, what? Do you not understand? Where's the PR rep? Where's the marketing rep? The whole point of us fucking with you was knowing that, hey, we could just toss your shit over there into your dumbly poorly designed wallet and know that it'll be safe forever. But it's not safe. It's not safe. And you know what else? The fact that it took a couple of Twitter spaces and a couple of tweets for the CTO to realize, like, oh shit, we fucked up. The intern fucked up, the CTO, the CFO, the CEO, all tweeting out random shit. We're like, well, technically speaking, you actually kind of sort of maybe, I don't know. We could have always given it away to some random person out on the street because that's what this is all about. You trust us. No, it's just trustless. It's trustless. Am I yelling too loud for you?
No.
This is supposed to be trustless, permissionless. These are the two core factors and the reason why we fuck with Ledger. This is literally this was an unspoken rule. It's like, hey, don't fuck with the other ones. All those are hot. This is a cold wallet. It's safe. It's secure. Then the motherfucker's like, hey, listen, you know what? I've been so bored in this bear market that I'm just gonna say fuck it. Let's just try something new. Let's just go against the grain. Let's be different. Let's create some shit. Let's create some shit that's gonna fuck up our biggest marketing sell. We're gonna put it on keychains. You can wear your cold wallet out on the street. You can go to Ibiza. You can go to Electric Daisy Carnival. You can go to EDC. You can go to EDC and you can wear your cold wallet with you. Bring your coins with you, but it's not actually on the wallet. It's actually somewhere out in the cloud. But it's not really a cloud. But it's supposed to be a cloud. But it's supposed to be the blockchain, but it's not the blockchain. It's really on AWS. It's really centralized. Look, the CTO didn't even understand what kind of fucking company they created. I would know because the dumbass motherfuckers got hacked in 2021, and then they're asking us to trust them. You're asking me to trust you. I said this shit before, but I have to reiterate because if you're trying to understand why everybody was so pissed, it's like I can't even spit it out. It's just it's so infuriating to the point where the competition, Trezor, is like, hey y'all, you know what? If you don't want to fuck with them, you can fuck with us. We're open source. And then Ledger's like, hey, you know what? We're gonna open source our code. We're gonna work towards having this thing be open for everybody. You can verify our code, but then some of the code you can't verify because it's considered intellectual property and it's what makes Ledger valuable. No, it's not. The intellectual property part, so it's kind of like you're saying, hey, so maybe like 85% of our code is open source, so you could verify it and security reps can look at it, but that 15%, we can't give it to you because that's how we make our money. No, you make your money off of us understanding that your shit was supposed to be the shit that no one could get to, but then you sold it. What kind of dumbass shit? It's like your credit score, Experian, Credit Suisse. I don't know. Like, you know how when you want to check your credit score, you have those credit score checkers, and then they split your shit up, and then it's like each time you check your credit score gets lower. Some dumbass shit that fucking JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs came up with years ago to keep you like you accredited investors all fucked up. This is the same shit. Why the fuck would someone have 3 different people you don't know or trust have access to your... Oh, God, this is so stupid. It's as stupid as Trezor saying, hey, man, you can trust us. Our shit's open source, but at the same time, some hackers are like, are you sure? Are you sure? A day later, they and articles and all kinds of tweets came out saying, hey, some hackers just hacked Trezor. They cracked their seed phrases looking like a Tamagotchi. Why are these cold wallets so poorly designed? Why are they so poorly designed? Then Ledger tried to create an iPhone version that was sleek. that you could use a little touchpad or whatever the fuck. Ledger just doesn't understand what it is. It didn't understand what it is. Lastly speaking, oh God, it's just they're presidential candidates. I'm not sure if you've seen. They're presidential candidates who, again, constituents. They're presidential candidates who have like their younger Gen Z interns who aren't getting paid shit. Who are like they bring them in like they take them on little walks, right? And then they're like, hey, do you want a bag of chips on your lunch break? We can't afford to actually pay for your lunch, but like the big that you should be grateful that you're having the chance to walk with Robert Kennedy Jr., to walk with Ron DeSantis down to the corner bodega to get some chips. And hey, let me pick your brain. I want to understand your generation more. What's like the hot button topic that all the kids are raving about on TikTok? We're gonna ban the shit, but before we ban it, first let me just what's the it's like it's crypto, it's CBDCs. Okay, you know what? And then they go, where is everybody talking about this at? Oh, Twitter Spaces. Ron DeSantis going on Twitter Spaces, and Twitter Spaces being rugged because that's what the fuck it does. It's a poor medium for conversation. I don't give a fuck what the fuck anyone says. It made 0 sense for Clubhouse. It makes 0 sense now, but yet for some reason it has so much. Never mind. Ron DeSantis creating like doom scrolling, doom spiral, viral tweets saying that, hey, listen, I'm gonna protect I'm gonna protect you from CBDCs, kind of, maybe. And then deciding that, hey, listen, the government is attacking Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's gonna die in like 4 years unless it's stopped by me. So elect me so I can protect it from you. But yet, at the same time, I'm destroying Florida and I'm removing real history from being taught in Florida schools because I want you to be dumb. You're mischaracterizing your gender. You're mischaracterizing your race. You're mischaracterizing your threshold when it comes to financial and economic things and stuff like that. I'm thinking of other buzzwords. The point is, this person is clearly using this shit. It's the same thing that my guy over in Texas is using. What's his name? The other, Ted Cruz. And then also Robert Kennedy Jr. clearly has a young staffer who's writing all of his tweets. They make so much sense. It feels like a degen. It smells like Moon Boy. It smells like Moon Girl, but I don't fully trust it because they don't. I've lost trust. The marketers, the PR reps who are representing these politicians and these companies have lost my trust. This is supposed to be trustless, permissionless. I'm a degen. I don't know what trust is. My heart has been broken so many times as a millennial. How am I expected to trust you? Unmute your microphones. This is the Afties, y'all. If you're still here and you made it, congratulations. I just made you 1% smarter than you were 47 minutes ago. Unmute your microphones. Hot takes or opinions.
Same shit I said last time. Every company, okay, not every company, but many companies in this decentralized Web3 space are deciding that Web3 is shit and Web2 is better. Don't trust.
First off,
fuck that. Trust me, bro.
First off, how am I supposed to remember what you said last time and trust what you're saying now when you spent hours, days, weeks fighting off trillions of bots and spammers attempting to destroy the Meme Explorer server? Did anyone know that? If you're in the voice channel, did you know that there was a full-on onslaught? There was a fucking attack, an overnight attack that happened on this server. You think I'm lying? Ask the team members, ask the meme.com team members who were here. They were fucking, it was a full-on pillow fight. It was a food fight. It was a full-on fucking war. And Dragonate was fighting it all by himself. I came afterwards. I was trying.
I need to correct you. It was not all by myself. WG Meets was helping.
It was all by himself. I don't know who WG Beats is. We're all anonymous. I don't know who WG Beats is. It was all by himself. It was a food fight. It was an onslaught. It was a war. It was War of the Worlds in here. And they deleted all kinds of shit that made no sense. They co-opted Inkat's account and they just started deleting. I'm like, this is what I mean. It seems like people are bored and they're just doing random shit. Why the fuck would you attack this server of all servers? Like, what has this server done to you? They're just sharing cute little fucking digital cards and shit. One of the oldest servers in the community. What the fuck is the point? Changing up permissions? Like what? And then Incat of all people, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Thoughts?
You know why? It's one of the last places where you don't fucking own it. You don't control the thought. One of the last places where people can still say the words. The words don't get said anymore. I'm all the way outside. I roam all around this space. The words aren't said anymore. Decentralization is a must. Where? Anonymity is a choice. Where? They'll KY. They'll KY anyway, but they'll KYC for an extra scoop of figgy pudding. They'll KYC up front for the promises of a business, giving them some sort of a congratulatory hand job or a fucking teacup or some sort of a balloon with their name on it later. They'll KYC for clout. They'll lead a business that's a known raper and pillager of the community and a big-time criminal now right into your doorstep. They'll load crypto onto a bullet train out of the space for a fucking 10% share of a promise of some money in the future. They don't give a shit about none of this. And anyone who does is the enemy incarnate. And if they can't silence you, they can't shame you, they can't buy you, well, the last resort is try to break it. The problem is they're usually stupid, so they do a piss poor job of it, which I generally enjoy because I like watching dumb people with a lesser moral compass than me fail. But yeah, this is a wonderful place. Show, I don't know why I don't talk to you more often, but I thoroughly enjoy this. I'm going to go back to being quiet again because you say all the words and I fucking enjoy it. And I like hearing you shout about things. Makes me feel good.
Listen, my melanated Asiatic brother in arms, I don't have thoughts. I'm not outside roaming around. I am inside, closed and scared and looking for a compass because I don't have morals. There are magnets in all 4 points of the planet, and my compass is static, which is why I'm confused about all of the things that go on. Why the fuck are you going to hack this server? Why is Ron DeSantis going to get rid of studies in regards to a specific group of marginalized people in this country when we should learn about not only them or ourselves or all? Why are they going to use buzzwords in order to
because the doctors who are listening for those buzzwords find them and it increases their dopamine by like 50% every time. So they're basically the more buzzwords that happen, the more orgasm they get that they can't get otherwise.
All I heard was the sex term that you used because that's all people care about anyway. But who wants to have sex with Ted Cruz or Senator Warren's dusty ass? The only thing I'm waiting on having sex with is the summary judgment that's being dropped by the beautiful, the gorgeous, the amazing Annalisa Torres, because she just dropped the Hyman email. Speaking of sex and organs in various places, the Hyman emails are being dropped, and they have to make rulings and all kinds of shit. All I know is that if Whipple settles instead of saying fuck it, no, we're gonna fight all the way because you motherfuckers dragged us through all this shit. We're not gonna capitulate and accept the fact that you're giving clarity on just XRP alone instead of giving clarity to the entire space. Then we are truly and literally fucked. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through to this edition of the Athletes. Shout out to everybody who has come through, to the WIP as a whole. Shout out to the entire leadership team here at meme.com. Shout out to the WIP crew. You know I love each and every single one of you. Last but not least, WIP fam, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so fucking much. If you're still here and you're listening, that means that, shit, you're smarter than everybody else. Much love. I'll see you later.
Peace, love, and whipsy.
One, two, three.